Oh, and we're back. Ah, shit. Okay, hopefully this will work this time. Technical difficulties. New stream. Let me just do the old share. That's the one. Alright, we're rolling. And then let's pop out the chat, hopefully. There we are, live chat. That's very irritating, but that's life. Let's hope that doesn't drop out again. But who knows, it may. That's life. What can you do? Existence is pain. Window capture, I believe that's this one. Right click. Properties. That one. That one. Okay. Alright. Waiting for people to turn up again. Hopefully you guys find this. And we'll take that back to the beginning. So hello, welcome to stream attempt number 2. I'm actually going to keep an eye on the doohickey, the what's it, the thingamabob. Maybe I'll have to share this in the other one's live chat. I believe I've still got it copied. Just wait one while I get myself organized. That's the one, actually. Okay, hopefully that works. Top chat, how do I want top chat? I want live. There we go. Suppose I'll have to introduce it again. Today we have for you Kitao Dojo versus Battle Arts on Heterogeneous Fighting Battle. Running down the card, Koji Kimura versus Toshikazu Mineno. Those guys are Koji Kitao guys. Genta Haga, Battle Arts Man, taking on Takanori Tateno. Then we've got Hiroyuki Wakasa taking on Minoru Tanaka. Toru Oishi taking on Takeshi Aino. Katsuo Masuda taking on Akio Kobayashi. Masanobu Kurisu taking on Takashi Okamura. Ryumago taking on Masahiko Kochi. And Koji Kitao taking on Masaki Mochizuki and Jado and Lion Do. Hopefully some people turn up in the chat this time. I'm just going to run it. As soon as we got some actual people, we'll skip back to the start of the event. Sorry about the technical fuckery going on there. That's life. It occurs sometimes. What can you do? One can only do so much. And hopefully you can all see the chat in the corner there. Alright, we'll see how we go. Things still green. So that leads me to believe it's still occurring. If it isn't, I might need to drop down the doohickey, or what's it? Okay, we are still live. Hopefully, we'll just wait until everyone turns up. I mean, we did have 2 viewers. You'll have to forgive me for some fuckery. This is my first attempt to stream with OBS. I used to use XSplit to stream, but they changed. They introduced a watermark on everything when you weren't using the paid version, and so I wasn't paying for that shit. Because I believe it was a monthly subscription. I don't like subscriptions. So I went and found OBS instead. So everything's a little bit jank. As long as I look at this green thing and it stays green, we should be okay. Alright, here we are. 2 karate dudes throwing down. One in an actual gi, one wearing the traditional Kitao Dojo singlet. Aha! There we are. And viewer. Welcome aboard a dwarf sitting on giant's shoulders. Hello. All the way over, bonjour, as one should say. Salut. Comment ça va? How are things in the wonderful land of France? I hope you're ready for some heinously bad karate and even worse professional wrestling. But also some fun shoots. So nice palm strikes here. I don't know which karate man is which karate man, but in the moment we're just going to watch these dudes brawl and have a kind of bad shoot fight. And it is that guy who likes Anarchism. Hello, Gabriel Hernandez. A pleasure to see you here. I hope you're ready for some shoot fighting. These 2 dudes throwing down, throwing some nice kicks, good palm strikes, bad body lock, double attempt. Nice bit of blood getting on the gi. I do like to see a Kyokushin gi getting covered in blood. I think that's an underrated aesthetic. If only my current wrestling promotion allowed blood, I'd go and get some cheap karate gis from Shogun Martial Arts. And wear those. Bitsadze Amiran is my favorite karate man, and Basruden. Those are 2 fine quality karate men. Basruden's an interesting one, because he's done about every martial art there is to do. And dwarf sitting on giant shoulders, getting late here. I'll maybe snooze off before the end. You will be forgiven, but the show is only 1 hour long, so hopefully we'll be done before you get super snoozy. How late are we talking? Anyway, yes, that was the draw. So most of these matches have been digested, so they've been shrunk down. I'm not sure where that phrase comes from, but digest match is what they get referred to as. Alright, here we have our first match containing a wrestling promotion that allows blood. Okay, to describe that further. Okay, so, allows blading and whatever else. Like, if I just get hit in the nose and then I end up bleeding, that just happens, but I'm not supposed to punch people really fucking hard in the nose. It's professional wrestling. Sometimes shit happens. However, you can only do so much. So at no point will I be allowed to give someone some color deliberately and get it all over my gi. Yeah, what can you do? I can go down to DMDU in Melbourne and perform there in a karate gi and get smeared in blood. That'll actually be good, but I don't particularly feel like doing a death match. To be honest. I do quite like the work that they've had me do down there for Matter of Society. But yeah, there's only so much bleeding one can do. Wrestle Strong Dojo is a family event. We don't want the kids getting traumatized by seeing me, hitting 2 or 3 on the Muda scale. And yes, Suzukara and Josh Barnett were making each other bleed with elbows. In the famously blood-averse Japan. Alright, here we have one of our actual Battle Arts dudes. This is Genta Haga taking on Takanari Tateno. Takanari Tateno in the karate gi. No idea about him. Has no Wikipedia page. Has no cage match. Genta Haga doesn't have a cage match, but he was a Battle Arts guy. Can't have a look through and see all of his matches, but he has been on Shuto against Masanori Suda. Alright, nice double leg here from Genta Haga. Nice trip, too. Oh! Pulling guard on the guillotine, dragging Tateno away from the ropes. Tateno managing to get around past the guard of Genta Haga. Into at least the half guard, so he's probably safe from the choke for the time being. This is true. I did not put in quite enough effort into the research of this one. Basically, I just looked and I go, do I recognize that name? If yes, okay, I'll say it. But given that I am fairly unwell and need to be spending my time doing other things, the level of research required for like an episode of Old School Shoots for this particular event was not undertaken. Alright, referees stood our fellas up here. Genta in the Muay Thai shorts and kickpads combo. Thoroughly underrated look. Just this aesthetic. Just karate man versus professional wrestler. Favorite thing to look at. Oh, nice. Trip there. Oh, and straight into the knee bar. Oh, and a tap from Takanari Tateno. That was very nice. We're actually going to re-watch that finish there. Whether or not... So, 11:30. Let's take it back. Alright, here we go. So, tries to hit the throw, changes it into a sumegeshi, and then, still giving up half his back, snaps straight into the knee bar. And that knee looked very straight. Very nice knee bar there from Genta Haga. You like Dick Fry's with the Muay Thai shorts or black pants? I like Muay Thai short Dick Fry. Tights Dick Fry is also a good look. Not a big fan of karate pants Dick Fry. I don't know why, just the look is not my favorite. I don't really like the long karate pants in a shoot wrestling context. I do much prefer shorts with like the kick pads out. Was that a work or a short? My belief is that all of the Battle Arts versus Karate Man matches are in fact shoots. So it's shoots most of the way up, and then we've got a couple of works at the top of the card. So hello Tom Tanaka. Welcome aboard. Tom Tanaka, one of our favourite fans over here. Favourite fan. One of the people I like to talk to because you're always full of good little tidbits. Alright, next up we have kind of chubby, very young Minoru Tanaka. Looking at the man these days, not in that kind of shape. He's in very good shape, and he is taking on, from the school of Koji Kitao, Hiroyuki Wakasa. Wakasa's got the nice 1990s mullet. And we'll see whether or not Koji Kitao could spring for the custom gi for him, or whether or not he was stuck in the screen printed singlet like the other Kitao Dojo guys. That was a very nice knee bar. Oh, he's in the boxing gloves. So didn't even bother with the gi. Nice jab shoot there from Minoru Tanaka all the way around into mount. Nice escape there from the armbar attempt and dives for the ropes. Minoru Tanaka did indeed lose to Wada Takuya in his last MMA fight in Galate. Very famous junior heavyweight wrestler for New Japan. Very influential kind of guy. And hello, that one guy you never want to meet. Good seeing you. Good seeing all the competition you've been getting up to in the recent-ish months. This is like, you know, at least 6 months ago that I've looked. Another rope escape here. So I feel like we're going to be in for the traditional farce of kickboxer diving to the ropes at all occasions for this particular match. I didn't recognize whose that was in the corner. Perhaps one of the eagle-eyed viewers can tell me. Nice high kick attempt there from Minoru Tanaka. Yeah, Tanaka never really had like a up until the MMA fight against Takuya Wada, he had like a fair few shoot wrestling matches, some in rings, some in battle arts. This one here, but sort of went 20, 30 years without throwing punches in anger, and then all of a sudden... Yeah, and then decided to fight Takuya Wada in an MMA fight. Not necessarily the smartest idea. Dwarf sitting on giant shoulders. Tie shorts, ski, swimming trunks, whatever. It's good quality, but I hate the straps of the tie cups. I also hate seeing the strings of the tie cups coming out. Get some compression shorts or a jock strap to wear it. It's funny seeing strikers getting dominated by wrestlers in the ring. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Sometimes it's like Billy Scott versus James Waring, or Takaku Fuke versus Lawi Natsupaya, where the rope escapes get abused and the poor wrestler ends up getting gassed like a motherfucker. Well, that time Muhammad Saad in 30 seconds. Yes, that one was pretty sick. His first shoot match was before UFC 1. Are we talking about Minoru Tanaka? I don't remember that one. Alright, here we go. Another rope escape there from our striker. Fuke was struggling with that Muay Thai guy. This is indeed true. Couldn't get the takedown in the middle of the ring, which is a... Oh, nice drag there from Minoru Tanaka. There's sort of a wrestling switch. We're going to re-watch that one. I was too busy talking shit. Yeah, that's enough. Alright, rope escape. So let's have a look. I'm actually going to pay attention this time. Alright. Inside low kick. Baits the counter-attack. Goes for a single leg. Fakes out the single leg and turns it into like a standing switch and then straight into the choke. Very nice from Minoru Tanaka. And our second shoot of the night. Battle Arts up. 2-0. Not a happy looking man there. Fuke losing to that Thai guy was surprising. Yes. If you ignore the rule set. Like, Fuke is quite a talented shoot wrestler. Quite an excellent fighter. You see a lot of the modern leg lock game sort of have its genesis in Takaku Fuke, the things that he was doing at the time. However, his takedowns were never particularly strong. Not that I remember. And having the rules sort of be abusable in that way allowed that fight to go the way it was. And yes, I have seen that young Ryan Funaki is going to take on Yuki Kondo at Funaki's 40th anniversary show in a exhibition grappling match. I think that should be exciting to watch. Quite a few second-generational guys coming through, and I actually like second-generational MMA dudes going into shoot wrestling, or even just traditional professional wrestling, like Hashimoto's daughter in Sendai Girls. I don't object to that as much as the sort of blatant nepotism that occurs in American Pro. Alright. I missed that one, so I was busy undoing this thing of super glue. Alright. But yeah, Takeshi Ono, Battle Arts guy, not in his traditional MMA gloves today. Just yanking guard here. Fuke Yusuke should go to Mat Battle Championships. 1! That would require me to run... Ooh, nice heel hook here. Please listen to the referee, Takeshi Ono. 1, that would require me to run an event, but I have received my tax return. I am going to blow all my money trying to run Mat Battle. And 2, that would require me to have money to fly in Yusuke Fuke, which I absolutely do not. Ono, trying for a takedown again, actually gets it, gets swept over, manages to peek out the back here. Picks up his opponent going for a choke. Over to the ropes. Run away, Karate Man. Excuse me, one and all. Just going to cough horribly. You believe Takeshi Ono fought in the Lumax Cup? Not from memory. Or Toru Oishi. Also not from memory. Mind you, I can't remember every single event. And yes, they both did start out at Pro Wrestling Fujiwara Gumi before it sort of changed and became Battle Arts. Battle Arts is an interesting one. I think it's not necessarily perfect. Nice armbar attempt here. Oh no! All over this dude. And there we have a nice cut of interesting piece of samurai art before we digest the match. Nice inside trip there. Kouchigari into the armbar. Run away, Karate Man. Rope escape again. This is also the issue with infinite rope escapes. Like, you can see Takeshi Ono getting frustrated and tired here. Even though he's dominating on the ground, the fact that there are infinite rope escapes and the fact that his opponent is a bit bigger than him means that he's able to get sort of dominated a little bit. Kazunari Murakami, indeed, Lumax Cup guy. Showed up quite a few of them. Nice front kick, right on the fucking noggin. Ono's sitting down, attacking half guard, going out the back. Getting pro wrestling headlocked here. Why is that not coming out? I need a pin or something. I'm doing 3 things at once here, ladies and gentlemen. Which is probably not the smartest thing to do. Ah, that'll do. I don't understand. I don't like infinite rope escapes. You should get deduct points every time. Yes. Knockdowns and rope escapes sort of being a finite resource allows for greater drama. Whereas when you have infinite rope escapes, you can just grab on over and over and over and over and over again, and it gets a bit old. And having a knockdown and a rope escape being worth an equal amount of points allows for, you know, a decently even matchup between a striker and a wrestler. Alright, pulling on a heel hook. Here is Takeshi Ono. Takeshi Ono is going to have a bit of difficulty finishing this leg lock because Old Mate's got his weight on it, standing on that leg. If he manages to unbalance Old Mate's Karate Man, there he is, and digging for the heel. Nice. What do you guys think of the claims that almost all of early Pancrase was fake? Not trying to be disrespectful, I was a bit shocked by it when they said Suzuki had tons of fake fights. People who say that haven't watched Pancrase. I can count the amount of works on Pancrase on my hands. I can count the amount of works in Pancrase on both my hands and one foot. There are 13 dodgy fights, including, like, carries. But in terms of, like, actual works on Pancrase, first event, all shoot. Second event, all shoot. Third event, all shoot. I believe they start sneaking in the road to the championship event. The first one that I know of is the Minoru Suzuki versus Masakatsu Funaki one. And that one was sort of a business decision to keep the top interesting. Because Funaki had lost to Ken Shamrock. Suzuki had beat Ken Shamrock. Now, there is some contention here, which I will happily talk about. And then they made it so that Funaki beat Suzuki. So that all 3 of the top guys had beat each other, and therefore there was some interest going on there. So, the Suzuki Shamrock one in the first match, to my eye, looks like a shoot. The second match, definitely a work, and you can tell, they look completely different. That first match, Shammy is going out there, trying to take fucking Suzuki's head off, sprawls hard on the takedown attempts, flips him over, goes after him, but leaves his leg out, because he's a little bit slack. That is how Shamrock was. The second one, much more U-style, like they're throwing kicks at each other. Was the Suzuki Shamrock fight fixed? Now, the issue is whether or not Pancrase management went up to Ken before that match and said, we want you to take it easy on Suzuki. Which is something that Ken says has happened, but Ken has had 3 to 5 different statements on that match throughout his time. We're going to hit pause here before our next fight, so I can actually talk about this. So, in Ken's biography by Jonathan Snowden, excellent book. Don't talk to Snowden on Twitter. He keeps getting into fights for no fucking reason. He's really frustrating to talk to, but God, did he write a good book. He says that prior to the Suzuki match, the management of Pancrase come up to him. So that would have been, I want to say Ozeki, but I don't know if that's his actual name. Came up to him and said, hey, you really smashed Funaki last time. We'd like it if you didn't try and destroy Suzuki. If they said that to Ken, that didn't get to Suzuki because Suzuki's trying as hard as he fucking can that whole fight. And the fight is, 5-7 minutes? you don't just, like, the moment you realize that someone's stepping it up with you, you don't just leave your shit out there. You step it up to meet him. And I believe that Ken stepped it up to meet him and was there to have a fight with Suzuki. Ken can also complain because Suzuki reaped his fucking heel after Ken had caught the ropes and after the escape had been called. Like, Ken's knee got blown out in that match. So, the first Suzuki Shamrock fight, a fight. The second one, a work. So let's run through the whole list that I can remember off the top of my head. Funaki Suzuki, Shamrock Hume, Suzuki Shamrock 2, Shamrock Funaki 2 and 3. Now, these two are important. You relying this is hearsay, this is whatever, but the prevailing narrative is after Shamrock beat Funaki that first time, Funaki, like, had a chat with him later on. They're like, when he was going, I think he was going back to the UFC, he's like, hey, we need to have a win over you so that you're not our best guy when you go back to the UFC. And then that second fight between Funaki and Shamrock is worked, and it looks like it to me. Like, I think Shamrock deliberately makes the same mistake he made against Hoist Gracie, where he goes after the ankle lock with nothing secure, and then Funaki floats up on top of him and gets a rear naked choke. So it's the same as the finish to the fight against Hoist Gracie. And then Shamrock agreed to that on the condition that he'd get the win back. And he got that win back in the road to the King of Pancrase tournament against Funaki. Like, he beats Funaki the same way with the arm triangle. So, what are we up to? 5 so far? Then you've got carries, which is Funaki Fouquet, the second one, is just dodgy because I think Fouquet was injured and decides to hit the ropes and go for a drop kick and then just gets submitted instantly. Whether or not you put that as a work or just a dodgy fight, that's okay. There's contention about Frank Shamrock versus Minoru Suzuki. In my opinion, that's a fight. It looks like a fight. The way Frank Shamrock fight is just Suzuki's kryptonite. If he can't land his takedowns on somebody, he really struggles. The mixed rules bout between Suzuki versus Maurice Smith, shoot, in my opinion. Because they already had, like, a work back in the thing, and just the way that Maurice Smith is approaching that fight does not look the way that he looks in works. What else have we got? I'm losing count here, and I'm trying to read the chat at the same time to keep up to date. Alright. So, Suzuki Funaki. Shamrock Suzuki 2. Shamrock Funaki 2 and 3. Shamrock Hume. Now, the issue is that a lot of people's, like, view of Pancrase is through Ken Shamrock. And the name that keeps popping up all the time is Ken Shamrock. No one was working fucking Minoru Suzuki versus, Masakatsu Funaki versus Ryuichi Nagasawa. No one watches that fight and then says Pancrase is worked, because you can see Funaki blow out Nagasawa's knee. People who say that Pancrase was fake don't watch Pancrase. There we are. That's what I said. Kondo Funaki 2 was a bit weird. I believe that's Funaki's hot and coldness striking. You can see that happen in some of his fights. Like the Hickson Gracie fight. He just forgets to fight back. That happened against Guy Mezger as well, in my opinion. Not the first and second Guy Mezger fights he wins by the straight ankle lock and then the triangle armbar, which like nearly blows out Mezger's arm. But then the last one is just this bit where Guy Mezger's just clinching him against the ropes and just he does nothing the whole time, and that just happens sometimes with Funaki. He just stops. Very hot and cold, sort of composed to a fault, in my opinion. All right, you can run through the whole list later on, but in my opinion, 9 like works, 13 dodgy fights, including carries, including the Greg Smith carry and the Jason DeLucia attempted carry, and then his knee gets exploded for Funaki. But that's 13 fights across 30 years of a promotion. And if you went through all the UFC matches at the same time, there's enough dodgy matches in the UFC, like Anthony Macias versus Oleg Taktarov, or Don Fry versus Mark Hall. There we go. I heard Bipale claim that his shoot wrestling fight with the Shamrock was real. I believe that he really kicked him in the head at the end there. Because, to hear it from both stories, Bart says that he wasn't, like, selling him, so he just had to keep lighting him up and keep hitting him harder until Ken actually went down. And Ken says, I wasn't going to go down until Bart hit me with something decent. And so, there you are, that's how that happened. But the match prior to that is a work. Bart claims that everything that was a work was a shoot, which is not necessarily true. Alright, there we go. That is my opinions on people who say that the majority of Pancrase was fake. They don't watch it. They haven't watched it, and they haven't watched stuff like Rings or UWFI to compare it to and see what it actually looks like as a U-style match. Or even modern day hard hit. Like, they can watch a modern day hard hit match and then go look at a Pancrase match and see that it's different. There you go. Alright, you're back playing. That was a pretty sick heel hook by Takeshi Ono there. Let's watch it again. And then we got Katsuo Miyasuda. Okay, press and play. And yes, Japanese fighters can be extremely passive. Rear triangle as well. Alright. Digested match. Light shots. Kicks under for the leg. So, see how he's got his weight off the leg? That means he's actually going to be able to attack it. Omei gets his weight back on it. Means it's going to be a bit difficult. So, Takeshi Ono needs to unbalance him. Tip him over. So, he gets up on his head. Goes out the back. Digs for the heel hook. Cranks the fucking heel. Look at how upside down that foot is. That's not good. Feet aren't supposed to turn that way. Takeshi Ono wins. The number one rule of pro wrestling, always sell the image. This is true. I believe this is something that is lacking in current professional wrestling. I have opinions on the fucking WWE Unreal show that are very unpleasant. People who say that Funaki and Suzuki are fake really piss me off to know it. Understandably. It's just wrong. They're just not telling the truth. They are not saying accurate information. And here we have Katsuno Miyasuda, he of the barbed wire kickback. Again, something I'd like to do if my promotion allowed blood. But I cannot. That's not something I'm allowed to do. Maybe down in DMDU, I'll wrap my kickback in thing. Pancrase, for me, had a superior product in terms of MMA, as most of the fights looked real, so I was shocked by these claims. I do believe that Pancrase is, like, the superior thing to watch. In my opinion, it is aesthetically better. The techniques are better. The issue is the Japanese shoot wrestling. It's also, this comes from guys go with a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu mindset and then watch shoot wrestling. And the two styles are completely different. Very much, they chase heel hooks and shit. Like, they chase submission. Whereas a Jiu-Jitsu fighter will secure his takedown, work to pass. Once he's passed, lock the pass up. Move on from that. Japanese style grappling, especially at this time, and even to this day, is significantly more, I'm gonna say, flowy, has more openings, but is significantly more exciting to watch. Katsuo Miyasuda, first shoot match was against Yuki Taira at a Seido event. I swear I have that somewhere, and it may be an episode of Old School Shoots. Maybe, or have I already old school shooted that one? Who knows? Was it a Kakutogi Olympic show, Jervis Young? I recently hung out with Fujiwara at Kawagochi's gravesite a few weeks ago. We're talking about Asuda? I can believe that. These BJJ people should learn the history, like how they found Kaneko Mamatsu said it was catch wrestler in addition to being a judoka. Indeed! And there's also Helio Gracie hitting a dropkick in one of the photos. Anyway, alright. Here's Katsuo Miyasuda taking on Akio Kobayashi. Akio Kobayashi has been wrestling as recently as 2022 in different styles fight. That is extremely my shit. And here he is, mad buff, karate man in his karate pants. Oh, bringing it back to aesthetics. I don't like the PKA style, like, satin gi trunks to be kickboxed in. Unless you're having a PKA style kickboxing match. Oh, nice knees, and the down has been called. Whereas a guy in no shirt with tape fists, a black belt, and karate pants, love that look. That's an awesome look. What cannot be contested? Pancras's crowd is better 100%. The American UFC crowd is just heinously bad. Nice kick to the body. Rope escape here from Akio Kobayashi. Sprinting for the ropes. Trying to get away from Akio Kobayashi. Alright, back fighting. Usuda's an interesting one. Like, I've seen a few of his shoots. There's also another one that's on the last PWFG card. The one where, maybe it's sort of that weird Yakuza humiliation ritual where, Fujiwara is forced into a shoot match against a karate guy, so he takes him down and punches him in the head several times to get DQ'd. Usuda's in a shoot on that one. Sorry about the technical difficulties earlier, ladies and gentlemen, but they appear to be sorted now. I'm on sort of mobile internet. Oh, nice! Gets out of the takedown, rolls for the choke, is Akio Kobayashi, but escape by Katsumi Yasuda. Very nice. Manages to hula hoop him all the way around. Reaching back here. Wish the Kingdom or U-Style lived on and they claim they have pro wrestling matches but are actually having shoots. So do I. Sometimes on a hard hit match, you'll see a shoot. Occasionally, like, they'll do hard hit rules on ZST and stuff like that. There was a 4-way tournament not long ago. By not long ago, I mean like 2022. On a hard hit show. Nice body shot there from Akio Kobayashi. On it was Takahiro Tabata, as well as a few others. It was quite fun to watch, so if you can go seek that one out. I think Tabata has just rando shoots on his cards as well. You'd have to ask my good friend Eli, old Thunder Summers. Oh, and that's the end of the match. So why did they digest that whole thing? Oh no, is that just... No, that's the end. That's the end of the round. How disappointing. See, I would have watched that shit. Oh well. And they've apparently given Katsumi Yasuda the win, probably by judge's decision, but I don't fucking know what's going on there. Let's see, why did they digest that match, but they're going to give us all of Masanobu Kurisu taking on Takashi Okamura? I also wish that Japanese wrestling was easier to see in the West. Like, Wrestle Universe existing is very good, because, you know, every now and then I've gone back and watched whatever's on there. Noah, watched the Funaki martial arts rules matches. Ah, speak of the devil, it is Eli, he's here. He can tell us whether or not Takahiro Tabata has decided to have rando shoots on his Mixed Martial Underground cards. And look at Takashi Omura's hideous karate mullet. That's something that's good to see. Ugh. Gotta love a karate. Ginza Pro Wrestling ACF doing... I saw some ACF grappling pop up on my subscriptions the other day. Alright, this is gonna be some nonsense. Ah, slaps! Big pro wrestling knee to the guts. Big wrestling headbutts. Using the karate mullet to lever into the wrestling headbutts. This is going to be some nonsense here. Kurisu. Oh, big spinning back kick. Flying knee. Working knees. Gonna snap suplex? No? Fellas trying to work out what they're doing here. Shoot headbutt from Kurisu there. Stomp to the back of the head. Working very stiff here. Tabata shows are just a mixed bag of pros, Joes, and hoes sometimes, lol, but it's fucking fantastic. The dream, as well as my eventual match against Takaku Fuke on Dotonbori Pro, is to just work for Tabata on any show that he's got. Saving up some money there. I've got to partition my savings into mat battle and then getting over to Japan to work for Tabata. Body kicks, chest kicks, big spinning back kick. Still intrigued about Jeff's delicious comments about a young boy dying after getting kicked in the head while training with either Suzuki or Funaki. What the hell went on in those dojos? 3 young boys. 3 dead young boys, apparently, at the Pancrase Dojo. At least 1 at the UWF Dojo. Several in New Japan. Giant Ochai died at... it wasn't Wrestle 1, it was something else. Oh, God! Getting kicked in the head. Carissa really having a go. Truly... Oh, no, this one's getting digested too. But yeah, they just didn't know how to train people. I mean, Shamrock's Lion's Den nearly killed the guy. They went hard, and the Senpai Kohei thing was, it's getting WCW'd. Carissa's going for the chair, as usual. Referee tells him to go away. Very silly. Deeply silly. Paul Lazenby talked about it, right? Not about the deaths of young boys, but talked about, like, how intense that shit was. Shit can to the outside. Is Karitsu gonna die? Big chair shot. Another... Fuck. Wasn't very pleasant. Young boys stealing the chairs from out of the ring. Kurisu wondering where his chair went. But yeah, Wrestling Fujiwara, I think there was also a... Or is it UWF? Like, I remember them having the thing, the black portrait of one of the kids. Nunchucks! Nunchucks versus a chair! You gotta be kidding, this is silly! This is ridiculous. Plopping him with the nunchucks. Choking him with the nunchucks. Yeah, get him. Get him, Okamura. But yeah, them Japanese wrestling schools, no joke. And them, excuse me, I am very unwell. Hence why I can do this on a Thursday. Yeah, there's that sort of common lineage between the judo stables and then the pro wrestling schools, which led to some nonsense. But yeah, it's no tea party out there. Chair shot again. Fuck me, those are not pleasant. He's not pulling those. Chasing the referee out. Oh, big butterfly suplex there. Oh! Knee drop on the back of the head. Karate punches to the guts. Oh! Big Saito suplex spikes him right in the head. Big stomp to the guts. Have a real go, Okamura. DDT. Will we ever see the 4 strong striking nomads in Ryzen or Deep Fighting Nexus? Probably not. However, it was my 33rd birthday the other day, but I believe I'm gonna try and drag myself out for one more MMA fight. Sort of gonna stop whenever I lose the Wrestle Strong Fighters. Oh, 3! Pin from a Saito suplex there. Whenever I lose the Wrestle Strong Dojo Fighters title, I'm gonna stop wrestling every other weekend. Gonna focus more on getting back into mixed martial arts shape. So that when I go over for Takahiro Tabata, I'll just be like, U-style, everywhere. Do my best for that. I'd say that the guy is super accurate. She's still talking this month, so I wonder what she's going to say about it. Yeah, so that guy documentary gives you that look into the dojo system. And you'd think I'd do well in deep. Maybe I get my ass kicked in deep at the moment. I'm in terrible fight shape. What have we got next? Ryuma Go taking on Masahiko Kochi. I gather that Ryuma Go is a big deal in professional wrestling. Man, I don't fucking know. I don't watch wrestling. World Japan, where Giant Oche suffered a coma and 11 days later passed away. That's the one that I was talking about. There you are. World Japan didn't go well. And so the man with the taped up shoulder is Ryuma Go. Nice Fujiwara armbar there from Ryuma. Rope escape from Masaki Kochi. I don't know shit about Masaki Kochi either. I cannot comment. I think it's called Gaia Girls. Oh, shoulder tackles in the corner. Ryuma Go ain't taking that shit. Big chop to the side of the head. Fuck, that's a buff dude. Cat delts. Oh, kick him right in the arm. Chest kicks. Nice chest kicks. Good knee to the guts here. Kensuke is a notorious trainer. This is true. Well, we're pretty sure Akira Maeda killed the guy. We know that Yoshinori Umeki, the second Pancrase ref, got brain damage from Suzuki. Like, got concussed really badly several times. And the doctors were like, you can't fight ever again. So he became a referee. Headbutt from Ryuma Go. Big shot. Big chops to the side of the head. Standing lariat with the belly of the forearm. Very nice. Well, Japan was just Chosu trying to raise money for his gambling debts. Fucking Japanese promoters and embezzling money. What a time. Name a more iconic, whatever, yeah, combination. Nice! Lots of high-angle Saitos here. I think I might put a Saito in my move set. ACF is pretty much Impact Osaka. I'll work for them. I'll work for anybody where there is U-style to be had. And there we are. I don't know what to call that submission, but sort of a double arm twist thing from Ryuma Go. Alright, and here comes the main event, which is an absolute piece of shit. I hope you're all ready for a discussion of tag psychology and why this match just doesn't work. Alright, 1 second, I'm going to go get the cat so you can all see the Gentleman's Combative's cat. He's going to be annoyed that I'm going to disturb him, and I'm going to bring him back for the main event. Back in 2 seconds. Oh. It's a cat. I don't know how long he's going to stay on my lap here for, but we'll see. Alright, where is this? Ryuma Go created the indie style, popularized by DDT. Indeed, there we go. Impact Fighting Federation should come to the States. It never will. I don't know if Tabata's got United States money. Everybody say hello to Toad, the Gentleman's Combative's cat. He's a little baby. And oh god, it's the lead singer of Fozzy, Chris Jericho, and a guy called Jado. Impact came to the States, I couldn't do half the stuff to make an Impact lol. I remember watching not long ago that match with Tabata in that pub, and like they pull up the mat and he takes a fucking German on concrete, the madman. Breaking Down. I haven't watched very much Breaking Down. I saw one event of theirs was the one where Tetsuya Izuchi had that like 3 60-second matches in one day. That was, you know, pretty fun. Shrek is such a great guy until you wrestle him. Oh, I love watching Shrek wrestle. He just beats the piss out of everybody. And yes, break the walls down! It's Jericho. It's a baby. Look at this little cat. And here's Koji Kitao. Look at this big dumb doofus. What a man! Like, I like the idea of Koji Kitao, but the reality thereof is disappointing. Japanese street beefs. And yet, it is significantly superior to street beefs. Just, Thing Japan, quite often better. So as you know, I ran into Josh at the start of the year and went to his seminar, learned some lovely Russian arm drag stuff. And he's talked about me doing another review of the... Oh, no, don't escape. The Bloodsport shows. And I think I'm going to do one, and I'm going to have to call it Thing Japan Actually Better. Because Bloodsport Bushido is everything that I want from a Bloodsport show, and it's just not happening in the States, which is very disappointing for me. But it is wildly popular, and I have to come to the realization that Bloodsport isn't actually for me. It's guys who think they are me, but aren't, but are professional wrestling fans. Whereas I'm a big fucking shoot wrestling dork, and that's kind of what I want to see. I saw when Ensign threatened to kill that guy that kept challenging him all. Don't challenge Ensign, he'll fucking kill you. Thunder Melendez versus Asuka and Mikuru. Why are we trying to kill poor Eli? Respect to the Thunder, respect to the hard hit veteran, but we aren't quite at that level yet, Mr. I appreciate your confidence in our abilities, Gabriel. But we aren't quite up to that. And here's... Why does... Well, I know exactly why Koji Kitao gets the big fancy custom gi. But the fact that all of his disciples are relegated to just standard ones with screen printed, whereas he's got the fancy embroidery, shows how much faith there was. If he pays me a large half, I do. Good, fair enough. I'll take a beating for a decent amount of money. And there he is. Chris Jericho. And Jado. I don't know anything about Jado. He's in one of those cool 90s cut-off bodybuilding shirts. Can anyone recommend any documentaries about Japanese MMA shoot wrestling? Nah, not really. You can see there's like bits and bobs of stuff about like pancrase training and stuff, but not like, oh, For the Love of Catch does exist, that's true. But in terms of like sitting down, talking to lots of people, archival footage, all of that, there isn't anything like really, really good, in my opinion. Nobody's doing UWF style better than the guys in Hard Hit. Absolutely no one. Hard Hit is really good, and it is a shame that it is not seen more widely. God, I want to fight on Hard Hit before the end of the wrestling career. You've got to get to work on that. Alright. Yeah, that is the correct way to respond to someone putting their finger up to you in a pro wrestling context. Just kick him really hard in the fucking, in the legs. Body kicks, high kicks. Nice bump there. Big hair whip. Bad selling of the armbar by Chris Jericho. Alright, so, a tag match. Tag psychology. Let us discuss the idea of a tag match. The idea of a tag match is the first tag team should beat up, like, the good guy tag team. Oh, nice, German. Should isolate one of the bad guys and hit a bunch of tag moves on him. The bad guys should cheat. Yeah, here's fucking Koji. Big kicks to the body. Choke to the back. Big back kick. Who would have known that Jado would have gone from Sleaze Indies to New Japan Booker? Not me! I don't know who Jado is. Maybe I saw him that one time that we had New Japan out in Australia and I was helping out at that show. But fuck, I paid no attention. Jake Shannon once did a grappling tag team match for an event that seemed pretty fun. Grappling tag, like, tag is, you should isolate one guy, beat the hell out of them. That builds the word heat. Take the chair bump at least, Kitao, my god. Anyway. That builds up heat so that when that guy eventually knocks both of the bad guys down, crawls across the ring, hits that hot tag, you get a big pop for the hot tag, and then the other guy runs wild. And then you hit tag moves to go to the finish. Nice! Spinning back kick right to the fucking thing. Big gut wrench suplex here from Masaki Mochizuki. And that's the way that, like, shoot tag works as well. Like, a good way for, like, a shoot tag match to end is, like, have someone in a submission and they crawl all the way back to their corner and get tagged out of the submission. That's always fun to see. No one has proper tag psychology anymore. This is true. I'm trying to get it to happen in matches. I had to do something a little while ago. I had a tag match. And the guy nearly whipped me to my own corner. And I looked at my own corner. I'm like, I cannot get whipped over there. So I Imanari rolled him and like attacked his leg and then got him to counter that. Because he tried to whip me into my own corner. Like, for the tag. I was supposed to be getting heated on. What a time. Anyway. Favorite tag team of the time is Tsugura Takashi versus Sakuraba Kazushi. A good tag team. Big kicks from Koji Kitao. Notice that Koji Kitao's in a tag match, so he doesn't have to do any more than 5 minutes of wrestling at any point in his in the whole thing. I also really love the Saito brothers. I haven't seen enough of the Saito brothers, and the one match I did see of theirs was kinda ass. The first time they went to Glate, it was really bad. But they appear to be more, what's the word? More seasoned these days, and are generally better. Alright, tag. Yeah, nice break up at the pin there from Jericho, anyway. My throat is sore. This illness is kicking the shit out of me, and I need to be better by Saturday. Some sort of mystery cold. Ugh. They kick ass now? I'm glad. Because I think they were a bit green. Going for the top wrist lock here, the Americana. His shoulders are down, count the pin. Anyway, tag psychology. Pretty much, the whole point of a tag match is the hot tag. You build up to the hot tag. There's different ways to get there. And you don't want the good guy team to look like fucking idiots. So, in order to prevent that, the bad guy team should consistently have the good guys, like, cut the ring off. Nice drop kick there from Thing. Old mate's climbing up, putting himself in electric chair position. Rolling Thunder there from Mochizuki. Jado blopping. Ah, no! When Jado debuted, his name was Boats People. Wild. Nice electric chair drop there. Big kick from Koji Kitao. not keeping control on the tag at all. I don't know how much of this match was called from the looks of things. High kicks. Counters that one. Short arm lariat. Alright, so here we have... So we didn't exactly have a cutoff there. Nice. Why are you not keeping control of your opponent? Pin. Nice kick. Anyway, so... failure in tag psychology there from Jado. He hit his very nice fisherman suplex, but then just left the guy to go get tagged. He should keep control of the opponent. Build more heat. Nice powerbomb here from Chris Jericho. Not a great kick out by Mochizuki. Chucks him out. Goes and taunts Koji Kitao while Mochizuki gets hit with a chair. Koji Kitao getting argued at by the referee. Alright, so here we are building heat by having the referee distracted and double teaming old Mochizuki. The bad guys are cementing themselves as bad guys. And so we are hopefully building... Oh no! And then he just comes back straight away and gets the tag. Killing any heat that was developed. That has spent a little bit longer of him, like, getting the shit kicked out of him, trying to get to Koji Kitao, and Koji Kitao getting knocked off the apron. That would have been some actual psychology. Koji Kitao going for an STF here for some reason. No idea why. Jado comes in, gets rid of the referee, sprays mystery chemicals in Koji Kitao's eyes. And indeed, rest in peace, Tomohiko Hashimoto. I haven't seen very much of his work, but what I have seen was very cool. Lots of cool judo. Double drop kick. Setting Koji Kitao up for a double suplex. Barely jumps. Sandbags the fuck out of them. There we are. So, building heat there, or at least attempting to, and then they just let Kitao get up in his own corner. Double dropkick, and then they double dropkick him into his own corner to get tagged. Rolling Thunder there from Mochizuki. Saito suplex. Didn't like that. Put his hand out there. Single leg crab attempt here from Mochizuki. Digging for the heel hook. That very safe heel hook there into a single leg crab. Hit him with the cold spray. Yeah, oh, nice. There we are. So some cheating. Cheating to cut off. This is what we like to see, but it's not great. Nice German. Mochizuki's pretty good Uki. Going up for everything pretty well. Nice snap suplex, half butterfly, I think. Dragon suplex from Chris Jericho. Bang. 1, 2, kick. Very nice. Tries to set up for the Dragon suplex again, but gets countered into a German. Very nice German from Mochizuki. Nah, lovely kick. I really like that Rolling Thunder from him. It's very pretty. Gets the tag. In comes Koji Kitao. Knees to the guts. Hits his fucking sick, I don't know what to call that thing. Like floating uranagi. 1, 2. Breaks up Jado. In comes Mochizuki. Gets rid of Jado. And then he's gonna hit him with the move that he broke Al Snow's neck with, probably. He's truly ass pile driver. Locks in the octopus stretch. And tap from Chris Jericho. Truly an ass match. Why did we have to watch all 10 minutes of that, but they digested Katsuo Misuda taking on Akio Kobayashi? Alright, I'm gonna hit pause here. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I am very... Well, ladies and gentlemen, I believe it's all just gentlemen today. I am extremely tired. I am very ill. Thank you very much for tuning in. What a wild event. This is very silly. I've got to drink a lot of tea and honey and take a bunch of drugs and hope that I'm better by Saturday, because I've got a last man standing match with a bunch of elaborate weapon spots to engage in by Saturday at my old hometown, so that's going to be very fun. Thank you for tuning in to Gentlemen's Combatives. Don't order any more gear from me for the next little while, because I have to clear that board before I'm allowed to take any more orders, because I've got so fucking many. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, even though it was the second attempt. I apologize for the first one. When's the next one? I'll find another event to watch. I'm gonna start trying to make some cut and sew shirts and hoodies. So rather than just screen printing on blanks, I'm gonna actually buy some fabric and make them from scratch, because that's what I've been working on. Octopus Scratch, that was the whole takoyaki buffet. Yes, it was. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. Oh, shit, I was supposed to do a draw. Okay, fuck, hold on. Alright. Hello, gang. Please, everybody who would like to be entered into the draw for winning one of Alistair's terrible, well, not terrible, many multiple games in my humble bundle, whatever. Where's me fucking thing? Let's go to library. Log in. Hopefully you guys can't see that. I believe I don't have thing capturing. Alright. List of games that are available. I have Hollow Knight. I've got about 10 copies of Hollow Knight for no reason. I've got Hyper Light Drifter. I got Spec Ops The Line. Spec Ops The Line is great and is no longer available in stores. I believe I've got a spare copy of Neverwinter Nights, which I will inspect. Hold on. One more, please, and thank you. What else have I got a copy of? Spam. Where is the message that was supposed to have just been sent to me? Why is it not here? Let's have a look. Who has entered themselves in? Alright. You got Spec Ops 2. Manji Katami and Octopus Hold. Taco's Octopus in Japanese. Generally no idea.